Speaking of boomers, man, so this is a real fucking thing that happened to me at the Y. We've been talking about me hanging out, swimming down at the Y.
Yeah,
and
the old man's balls.
There's a lot of nudity because you're in this massive locker
balls,
room.
no dick.
Dude, this week I'm in the shower and this fucking guy comes up to me. He's got to be 65, 70 years old. And he's got boxing gloves tattooed on his arm. They're like pretty faded.
Yeah.
Apparently your wife knows him because I told her this story and she somehow knew him from some other thing. She was like, I know who that dude is. He's a real weird dude.
What?
Yes, ask her about it. But so this is what happened. I'm naked in the shower. This other man walks in, also naked, and he points directly at my penis. And he goes, man, I wish I had a sausage like that. He's like, look at this little dinky. And he points at it, just word for word. Points down at his pathetic little acorn of a penis, right?
Like a little acorn.
It was so tiny.
Like a little boy's penis.
Yeah, dude, I've seen little boys, like newborn kids, like they look like they have about 5 years to mature before they're even Steven with this dude.
Jesus.
But what a weird thing to say to me, right? And I'm like, I'm cool, And I just look him right in the eye without missing a beat. And I'm like, hey, you got to work with what you got, man. Reality.
UFOs.
Science.
Consciousness.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
That might not be a real thing. The podcast.
How long is he going to hold it?
There you go.
Hey, welcome back to the show, everyone. I'm your host, Candyman, with my co-host, Danny D. Sean couldn't be here tonight. We'll get into that later. It is time for a head-to-head, one-on-one, me and my main man.
Yeah.
Lifelong friends, sitting face-to-face, get to do whatever we want because we got our own show, bitches.
Yes, we are. Sean's not here. Kind of weird. It's the first time he hasn't been here. First time we've done two people in a podcast.
Did we not do one time without you?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
I don't remember.
We've always had a guest, or it's just been us, the trio, but now it's just Chris and I, and we always have plenty to talk about. It's not like we're not going to have anything to talk about, but Sean's getting, I think he's getting a Brazilian wax or something like that, or...
He might be.
I think he might be going to the FedEx location and picking up his real doll, but...
Is it like just a regular
sex
real
doll?
I know what a real. Listen,
They're like $8,000.
Do you think in serious life that you have to explain to me what a real doll is? I know what a fucking real doll is.
I think you'd like ordering one because you get to pick all these different attributes for your real doll.
I wanted one 20 years ago when they became a thing.
Yeah, now they're really good.
Remember the movie Cherry 2000 from the 80s?
No.
Oh, bro, Melanie Griffith is in it. She's like this short redheaded bounty hunter. And it takes place in like a post-apocalyptic world, and they have technology, but Cherry 2000 is like a synthetic, like a real doll with a chip in it that you can like lives and works and moves and everything. Full out Android, basically, but you also have sex with them.
Well, they're starting to make those too. I mean, as best as they can with
sex
the technology.
Robots, sure.
Yeah, that's one of the things out of robotics and like artificial intelligence. Robots that have sex is like number one in the forefront of pushing that.
That seems like to me like a good solution for that thing we were talking about a few weeks ago with the incels.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
If prostitution can't be real, why can't we have a virtual place where guys go with these like synthetic sex robots?
Right.
And girls can go there too if they're incels.
Why should they not get to have sex and enjoy that?
Why can't
they can whack it just because girls won't touch them?
Why can't they get their hoochie off? You know what I mean?
Yeah, work that hoochie. A hoochie would be great for them too.
Something.
Give
them something.
Yeah, well, they have like fleshlights too. It's like a $60 version of a vagina.
Made
out of platinum silicone.
I don't know why it came up in my YouTube, and it may have not. It may have been on a porn site. I can't remember, but I saw like a DIY fleshlight video, like how to make your own. I'm like, this is horrendous.
I could make a sick fleshlight.
Yeah.
That's
a flashlight that inside it's a silicone vagina and guys play, jerk off with it.
Yeah. You plug your load in it and you clean it out later.
I can't believe that's a real thing.
That's a real thing.
The real doll is enough, but that is even better. It's like, hey, get rid of the real doll.
You ever get a sight of yourself jerking off though? It's just kind of sad. Like What with the dick in your hand? Like, I don't know.
Do you
Just
think
something
when you
sad about it, like,
you
oh,
think-
Jesus, I'm a depraved individual right now.
You think when you see it third person, that it
not good.
reminds you too much
Yeah.
of the monkeys when they were doing it, and you
Oh yeah.
and you're just like, I got to be better than this.
Yeah, when you immediately walk into the room and the monkey jerks off and then eats it right away.
Oh God, I
It's
don't.
so gross.
I don't really have a sense of shame around it. I think it's
Well, what about with a
perfectly
fleshlight though? That's where I was going. Like, imagine catching yourself in the mirror, like bouncing a fleshlight on your dick.
Well, there's a lack of sex toys for men, right? You got
No, there's nothing. That's like it.
you got all these.
There's cock rings and beads.
That's not really a sex toy, though.
No, but the fleshlight is kind of the first sex toy.
Women have got the market on that.
Yeah.
That's an
Oh, yeah.
interesting little thing, isn't it?
And some guys are weird about sex toys with their wives and women.
What, they don't want their wife
Yeah,
to
that's
have like a
fucking
vibrator?
stupid.
The fuck do they care?
I don't understand. It's a power tool. You can't do what that thing can do. So,
Just do it together with the thing,
yeah, right.
and then
Exactly. Some guys don't even want it anywhere near. They're so insecure.
well, you know what it is not everyone has the robust sex life that you and your wife enjoy. Most married people, the flame goes out pretty early on, and so I think dudes are like, they don't want their wives. This is just a theory.
It's like they don't need.
They don't want them to get themselves off too much and then not be horny for sex because the guy might still want sex, but. Could be that they hate their wives. Their wives are not attractive anymore, and these women are just doing it. But it seems to me like those type of guys could give a fuck less what their wife is doing if they're not attracted to her anymore.
One of the greatest sounds of my life.
That's a cold, hard truth.
I like waking up in the middle of the night because I'll hear sometimes.
Easy with what you say right now. Easy killer.
I'll hear that sound and I go, ooh, and I turn over.
Someone's playing with their hoochie.
Yeah.
What
are you doing?
We're not naming any names.
Well, no, we know who it is, but yeah.
All right. So, yeah, man, I'm excited for this week to just sit down, go head to head with you. No interruptions. No fucking. Okay.
No psycho drunk bitch fucking over us.
Legit. She's a good friend of mine, but she's
nice girl, but come on.
She's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about something. And then I had to go shut those pumps off. And we said, let's not talk about this yet. Let's talk about it on the air.
What was it?
Do you forget it already, too?
Yeah, I forget it.
Man, I had like 3 joints already. You have
it
no
was,
excuse.
I don't remember.
Well, we don't have to talk about it, but
It's gone.
we'll come back to it eventually.
Yeah, we'll circle around.
Okay. Not that we have to be constricted to a construct or the confines of like a form, right?
No, this is just a shoot the shit show.
Yes, but I have come up with some kind of basic idea.
I have a couple things I want to talk about too.
No, but I'm talking about, I think, for an outline for the flow of the show. Mm-hmm. Should go like this. You give me, see, you guys don't get to see this off mic, but I refuse to start the show unless Dan gives me a 5, 4, 3, and then he goes 2 without saying 2.
Like Wayne's World.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
we do that every show.
Every show, or I won't record. So
that starts the show.
That's critical. Yeah. That's part 1. Then I light my jibber.
This is like fucking destiny that we're here too right now doing this. Like think back like 20 years ago, like eventually we're just gonna be like on the airwaves. Like
it just was supposed to happen, or it wouldn't be, right?
Yeah.
The Vikings just believed that your whole life was pre-played out, and that when you learn about like space time and physics, it actually might be that is what's going on. There may be variations of that, and you may be able to hop between one reality and the other. But the point is these simulations of your life are running side by side, and they're all played out already. You're just experiencing them from.
Every decision you make could create a new reality. We don't even know.
Yeah, right. I think it does. So anyway, form of the show. I light my jibber. I rip one. We introduce ourselves. Then Macka should come on and give us some kind of current events because, obviously you and I have no idea what's going on in the real world.
But he will.
He will know. He'll know some kind of factual news or some kind of something that regular people would know. And he'll come on, like I heard about DMX dying, right?
Yeah.
But like other stuff, I have no idea what's going on.
I don't either.
So
I'll hear about deaths like that on Facebook.
Yeah, like I know that like there was some new. I sent you that thing. I sent you and my brother that thing about the monkeys that are being injected with human embryos this week.
That's pretty cool.
So I get information like that when I wake up in the
Are they going past embryo, or they're not going to do that?
Come on, dude. You think the Russians, the Chinese, the Germans,
probably already done
and you know, let's not make the United States out to be Boy Scouts. They definitely do whatever the fuck they want underground bases. They just don't disclose it. Yeah, they're doing things that are against our own laws to, you know, in the name of national security.
100%. Yep.
You know, so yeah, right now they're injecting embryos in monkeys with humans, and even like writing in these reports, like they're only coming so far to maturity, and then they naturally die because they can't.
Really?
Yeah, they're not. They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
That's important technology. But anyway, all right. So John gives us the news. Then, you know, we talk about some bullshit that I want to talk about, such as what we're talking about right now with the monkeys and you know, something sciencey, nerdy, something maybe, you know, sexy. Who knows? Then you come in with bizarre beyond belief. This is all according if we don't have an interesting guest.
Yeah, when we have a guest, it's a different format completely.
Then you come at me with some bizarre beyond belief, and then I hit just the tip.
Yeah.
And then we wrap it up.
I love just the tip.
I love just the tip too. And then we wrap it up. That seems like the right format for the show.
Just the tip is almost like advice for one person in Australia. It's like
really is.
He's the archetype for like who you're talking to.
Matt Cizerko, Adelaide, Australia. Somebody play with his hushy. The love of God. If there are females in Australia listening right now, just listen to Danny D and the Candyman and give Matt Cizerko just give him some kind of a sexual experience.
Think about how many women there are out there.
Get him started.
How could you not get laid?
You know what they say in Australia when they say for a greeting? I'll do an Aussie voice, so I kind of say, "Hey, how you going?
How you going?
Hey, how you going, mate?" If you do something,
Does he do that?
Oh, all the time.
Oh, if he came here, he'd be knocking him out of the park.
When I talk to any Aussie on the internet, when I'm gaming or whatever, and I meet one, I go, "Hey, how you going?" And they're like, "Oh, the Yankee knows how to fucking speak Australian." And what else do they say? They say, "Oh, good on you, mate. Good on you." Like if you do something good, like "Oh, good job," they say, "Good on you." But they also say it like, "Good for you, buddy." Like, "Yeah, good for you, buddy." "Oh, good on you."
They got to be pretty tough there. The weather's harsh.
In Coopapedy, Australia. Coopapedy, Australia is like a mining.
Is that where he's from?
No, he's from Adelaide, bro. It's like the beach. It's like Miami Beach type place. I have no idea, actually. It is a beach. I don't know if it resembles Miami Beach.
No, but Australia's a nice country, though, too.
Oh, it's great country. It's huge, too. That beehive.
And they speak English.
That flow hive was invented in Australia.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because I pulled it.
When is that coming in?
Well, I pulled the trigger and bought the bees. I ordered the bees from...
Did you say 3 pounds of bees?
3 pounds of bees.
That's a lot of bees.
Bro, if you're going to get into beekeeping, you need thousands.
Think about that.
And there's one
that's
queen.
That's like 3 pounds of
Bro,
weed.
You're not going to be able to cope with it.
You get a bee suit?
I have to get everything. Smoker, bee suit.
I'm going
to have the whole proper outfit, bro.
That's great.
Yeah, the gloves, the full body suit.
Does this thing have the thing where you milk the honey?
The hive. The flow hive.
So you twist something and it flows out? That's so cool.
So there's interlocking.
And we love honey at my house. Like we get bottles like every month.
Everybody check out Flow Hive or Flow Hive 2 on YouTube. And these people have invented a fucking badass, these plastic honeycombs that are coated in wax anyway, right?
Yeah. The bees don't make their own honeycombs in there?
They do. What they do. So when you keep bees, because I've been to the bee farm this week, they'll make their own comb from scratch. And that shit is strong as fuck.
Right.
But it speeds up the process and it encourages them to make honeycomb if they've already found they have like a plastic honeycomb structure and they coat it in beeswax and the bees draw that wax out and make it elongate it and add to it with natural wax.
I see. They build upon it.
So it's like it's a template.
It's an infrastructure.
Yeah, it's like a frame, an endoskeletal frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, endoskeletal frame.
Yeah.
So it threw me off because bees have an exoskeleton.
They have an exoskeleton.
But they're the fake frames you buy for them are.
They have a head, a thorax, and an abdomen.
Yeah, so they secrete this wax on their own bodies, chew it off each other, chew it off themselves, spit it out, build super strong shit with it. It holds this honey. We drink it. We love it. We chew up the wax.
It's like their spit, though, isn't it? Like the food they make.
It's a secretion from their body, and they chew it off themselves.
That's fucking crazy.
It's disgusting.
So I I crave honey, bees honey.
Dude, I've been drinking
so
it all
delicious.
week. It's fucking
yeah. I just got some from Haverhill. That's made in Haverhill. That was really good.
Dude.
But I mean, really good pure honey. There's really not many differences. Like,
well, this thing's badass because what it does is they have half a cell on one side and half a cell on the other side of this thing, right? Of a like what a hexagon should look like, and there's like a teeny space in between that's open, and so that teeny open space, the bees are like, oh, that's no good. Honey's going to leak right out of that shit. So they fill in the crack with beeswax and complete the cell.
Yeah.
Then they start storing honey in it. And then there's a knob you turn, right? And it shifts one part of the cells down, one part up, and it breaks the wax seal that the bees made, and the honey just drops down right through the bottom.
I see.
And flows out, hence the flow hive. So, yeah.
That's genius.
Yeah, dude, fucking genius. And there's all these other hives out there that I've been studying. So beekeeping's insane.
Where are you going to keep them?
I'm going to probably just get one hive this year, try it out. If they don't all die, I mean, I have to tell you, keeping animals is tough.
Yeah.
How's your boa constrictor?
Good. I tried to feed her today. She wouldn't take them out. Usually.
Stress?
Last Sunday she did. Yeah, probably.
Stress.
You know what? I pulled her out of the cool corner. She's been hiding under the mulch. And so she was a little cool when I fed her. I just think she was like not having it. So I'm going to try again. In a couple days, it's not like a rush.
Do you think
I'll feed her a live mouse in like a week or she doesn't eat?
Do you think that
She'll definitely eat a live mouse.
I love the scene in Cobra Kai season 3 when Kreese is trying to get the kids to feed the live hamster after they pet it to the snake.
Yeah, big rat snake, I think.
It's like the thing of it is in that scene, it's like that's nature. Like I get that the little hamster's furry. And that the snake is reptilian, so like we for some reason gravitate towards a furry mammal.
Oh, people are all against like animal.
You think it's because it's a mammal that we think we empathize more with the furry animal?
Because we came from something like that.
Like that snake is sitting in that cage starving. If it doesn't get to eat a hamster, it's going to die. It's not going to.
That's what it eats.
Yeah, in the wild, if it doesn't eat a fucking rodent, it doesn't survive. It doesn't make baby snakes. And when snakes are important too, they keep the rodent populations down.
And people are all animal lovers. More so with like dogs and stuff, which are man-made and like they don't have anything to do with the wild. But snakes, all of a sudden they're like grossed out by it. It's like, listen, this is just as important an animal as anything, and this is my pet. So, like, you could have your dogs and your cats and stuff, but this is what I like.
Yeah, but a snake is, I would consider it to be less intelligent than a dog.
No, definitely less intelligent. They're all instinct.
They're just pure machine.
Pure eating machines, yep. This snake, I had a little trouble feeding her, but in the long run, this snake will be an eating machine. She's a baby. She's little.
I don't know anything about rearing snakes. I did some iguanas as a child, but as a youth.
You need to keep it warm and humid.
No, I know that it's probably the same thing. What I'm saying about the you order these baby boa constrictors, and I get it because you want it cheap and you want a baby and you want to raise it from the get go.
Yeah, because I want it to be around my kids. Yeah. Like I don't want it to be 8 foot. Same reason
Same reason people get a puppy.
Right. I wanted to raise it myself.
But so is it like a critical time right now, that first 6 months when it's like acclimating? It's like you either lose it or it makes it.
Well, they're pretty hardy. I won't lose the snake. They're pretty hardy. But I just wanted to eat good because I wanted to have good growth. But I mean, the last time I got one, it didn't eat for the first 3 weeks. So like they do that. They're just weird and fickle. And then once they get big and like confident, as confident as snakes can get, and they don't stress out, they eat like crazy. So you can give it a mouse every 3 days and it would eat. But you don't want to overfeed them because they can get fat too.
Biology is fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, the fact that they can eat something that big too and then like just be good for a while. They're very easy. When I go on vacation, I don't have to do anything. I have my thermostat set, I have lights timer set, and I just go.
Fucking rip it.
That's it. Yeah.
I'm glad we get to talk plenty of science and bullshit tonight. The show is supposed to be bringing shit into the limelight. Like the Fibonacci sequence last week, man. First of all, Macka could give a shit less. He's
so grounded in Earth.
All he cares about is like sports and whatever. I'm not saying that's all he cares about, but I'm saying like he's like if he was watching television on the news and there was a documentary on the Fibonacci sequence, or some college football team was playing a game, there's no fucking, like 99.99% of the time he's going with sports over like
and I'm not
this
watching
science thing. Where I'm like, learn about the Fibonacci sequence. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, look at the leaves on holy shit, it's right there on the wall, right? The little marijuana leaf has 3 leaves, right? Then the other one goes 5, right? And then the next one up goes 8, really, when it grows out.
Yeah, right.
So
right.
It goes, this pattern that's like this very specific mathematical pattern seems to be governing like how the universe forms itself. Maybe not like on a macro level, but like the smaller parts of the universe down to like snails, right?
Yeah,
DNA, all kinds of shit.
And in the whole scheme of the universe, are they really even small? We're small. Like the whole scale, it's so big that like even the Earth is just a pinprick in the scale of the universe.
Dude, Alan Watts is one of my Alan Watts is one of my favorite philosophers, right? And he talks about magnification. And I was just thinking about this week, and I was like, man, magnification's fucked up. It's like you experience reality. UFOs. Yeah, science. You experience reality through your senses, I guess, right? And so your eyeballs work the way they do. Some people see blurry, some people see clear, but for all intents and purposes, there's a kind of a range to the human eyeball, right? Sure. Whereas like an eagle also has an eyeball, can fly really high in the fucking sky and see a mouse, right?
Yeah.
It's all about like lens and optics and shit, right? And so then humans eventually figure out the lens and they start making...
And we make our own artificial ones.
Yeah, and we start making microscopes, telescopes, fucking bifocals.
Yeah.
Then they start looking at
laser eye surgery.
All of a sudden we can look at really small things and they look big and we can look at the detail in them and be like, what the shit? And we can look at things that are really far away all of a sudden, like the moon or Mars, and then it starts looking like shit, right? But like when you look through like some sort of telescopic device, you zoom in a certain range, everything's fuzzy and looks like chaos. You zoom into the right range, precision, it looks crisp, perfect. Holy shit, look at how clear it is.
Yeah.
Zoom further, chaos again. Get the right magnification, order, perfect order, right? And this happens.
Fucking weird.
Yes, magnification's fucked, and it goes on both ends of the fence. Like if you look at small things, right? Like your own like proteins and your things that make up your body, right? If I look at you right now, I can see your arm, right? It looks like some sort of thing I can make out. I know what it looks like because I have one. I'm used to seeing it. That's an arm. I zoom in so close that I don't know what I'm looking at. Like I'm right into your skin.
You don't know what you're looking at.
I might not know what I'm looking at. I might be like, it's just like a blurry patch of white pigment, whatever. I zoom in right enough, I'm going to see those skin cells and clear cut lines between them and the nucleus and all the little parts, right? So this is like so ordered. If I zoom in further,
it goes even further.
Those parts are going to get blurry and it's going to look like nonsense again. But then once you get deeper down, like with an electron microscope, you start seeing these other things, right? And so as tools...
Even deeper than that.
Yes, you could... Alan Watts is saying you could go to infinity, up, down, left, right, whatever. It's going to always phase in and out of like clarification. And it's all just based on your point of view and magnification. Yeah, I'm running around all week thinking about things like this, right? And regular people are like, "Oh man, I can't wait to watch the game this weekend."
I hope Gonzaga beats.
Who's gonna win? Who's gonna
bumfuck State?
No, who's Georgia Tech? Who's
Georgia
gonna?
Tech. Sorry, I know we have a lot of sports fans.
Hey, you're allowed to like sports, but it's
of course you like anything you want.
It just is like, to me, sports is amazing.
I always found it funny wearing somebody else's jersey, though. I don't know. Something about that is like, it's like having your girlfriend wear your jersey, like, or your school, Letterman's jacket during a football game.
Sports is amazing for the bursts of amazing, like the bursts of awesomeness and excellence that occur, right?
I like people who really strive to be the best at something.
Like when you see a figure skater in the Winter Olympics do a fucking triple axel, that's amazing.
Or a quad now.
Anything.
Men do a quad.
It's amazing, right? When Pele first did the upside down bicycle kick and scored a goal, the whole world went wild. They were like, "Holy fucking shit! Look at we're basically apes, right? They're like, look at this fucking monkey just did. He jumped upside down.
Yeah.
No one was ready for it. your feet are on the ground. That's where they belong. You kick soccer balls from the ground, right? No one was ready for an upside down fucking midair goal, right? The
goal.
people, dude, if we could watch that YouTube video, if it's out there, the people in the crowd must have been going, even the, like, you know how like,
the soccer crowds are crazy.
Soccer crowds are crazy, right?
Crazy.
Like they all, like, they get in, you hear about like these violent, sometimes deadly
they'll kill the referee.
fights. Yeah. Right, but like I'm talking about just the fans, right?
Imagine if they did that in the major leagues, like somebody killed the umpire.
Like when Scotland,
it would never happen.
Like when Scotland plays England in soccer, and the fans attend. Afterwards, the fights get violent and on occasion deadly. Right?
Yeah.
That's how brutal.
They're so drunk and fucking.
But
pissed.
when Pele hit that upside down fucking kick,
yeah,
even the fans on the other, like soccer people around the world couldn't deny that it was the most amazing thing.
I think he played in like the 70s.
And now people practice this move and do it all the time.
Yeah.
Right? And we're like, well, upside down kick. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good one.
You can go on YouTube and find compilations of them.
Yeah, here's how to do it in slow motion. We'll break it down for you. You know, pivot 5 degrees, a little bit off your left ankle. You'll get 18% more elevation.
It's amazing how many professional leagues there are for soccer, too. Soccer's... it's so big. United States, we do our own thing, but like...
Football, the rest of the world.
I would like to see... Like, because basketball, when the Dream Team played, they dominated everybody. And now, basketball in the world, like Spain, it's all caught up, like in the Olympics pretty much. I'd like to see football do that, where there's like big Germans that play like line.
I don't follow this, so I can't argue it.
What?
Are you telling me that Latvia can compete with America in basketball right now? No way.
Yes. Spain can. We don't win it every year, every time.
There are certain athletes that stand out. But they just don't have the pool of people that we
have. When we used to have the Dream Team, the other teams didn't have anybody from the NFL. I mean, from the NBA. And now you go to Spain and they'll have like everybody in the rosters from the NBA.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah,
I was just going to say that.
More amateurs anymore.
So it isn't Latvians even playing. It's people from America going to play in these countries.
Not really. No, there's Latvians too. Yeah, and Spain too. Spain will be filled with people, but sometimes Americans can play on these other teams. Like I can play for
Kobe
Greece.
Bryant grew up playing. Kobe Bryant grew up playing in Italy, I believe, right, in Spain and stuff.
Maybe, yeah, but
I mean, that's
because they play European League.
He speaks
and stuff.
Italian.
Yeah. Oh, well, he doesn't speak it anymore.
Yeah,
that's too bad.
It is too bad. That was the saddest motherfucking thing that happened all year. I think when like Kobe Bryant going down in the helicopter and crashing was like. That's sad.
I don't get in helicopters ever.
It's a tragedy to like lose anyone like that. It's sad for all the people that were in the helicopter, but to have him and his kid be there together is fucking brutal. To have the kid go down with him, I mean,
makes you question like nobody's looking out for you.
Yeah,
nobody up high looking out for you.
Yeah, well,
Sorry, that's the case. There's nobody looking out for you. You got to look out for yourself, and there's still chaotic shit that happens.
Yeah,
random shit.
People need religion, man. What do you want me to tell you?
They need it.
They fucking need it. It's interesting to hear a guy like you that's like going through all these near-death experiences just be like, yep, there's nothing. And you're
I don't think there's necessarily nothing. I just don't think anybody's looking out for us.
Yeah, I think it's probably equal and opposite forces, if you will, of like...
I think there's stuff going on in the world that I don't think it's more energy-based than like...
Okay, so like chaos and destruction are an important ingredient into creation, and that's the thing of it, right?
Like entropy.
So like in Star Wars, not what's the one when she goes to train? Is it The Force Awakens? When she trains with Skywalker, the second one. What is that one called? It's The Last Jedi. That's the third one. What is it?
It's The Last Jedi.
Because Rise of Skywalker is the third one. Okay, so shame on the both of us for not.
Star Wars isn't what it used to be.
So anyway, definitely not, but still great. But
it's great. It's just
he's got Rey out on the fucking cliff, and he's asking her to like reach out with the Force and tell him what she sees, and she says she senses life, but then she said she senses death and decay. And then she says, but that fuels new life. And that is exactly what goes on. Like when the sun explodes and goes supernova, right? All that material in the nucleus just gets blasted out into fucking space.
Every destruction leads to new life.
And then that shit recoalesces into new, it's like why people
with plants, you can't grow plants, right, without decayed matter of some kind, like for fertilization?
No.
In the wild.
No, you can grow them. You can grow them in I mean, that's what I do, man. I grow them in hydroponics with synthetic nutrients, straight up nitrogen,
but
isolated
those nutrients
nitrogen.
happen in the wild.
Right, in the wild, those things exist inside of organic, constructs.
Like poop and leaf litter and stuff.
Yeah, I mean they're all molecules, but they're atoms, but they're in a molecular construct, right? That makes them biological. That's what's fucked up. Okay, I say it all the time, right? Biology is just chemistry. Chemistry is just physics, and it's true.
It's fucked up.
Physics controls how things can develop and move and act and everything. And then based on that, you get chemistry. And then when you get chemistry, you can mix and match some other shit, and you start getting biology.
Jesus.
And you're talking about biology, you're just talking about biochemistry, really.
Yeah.
On a grand level, like a woolly mammoth. You, me, the wood, the tree, everything. It's all just
the tree.
The rock, the tree. Yeah, it's just fucking biology, bro. And which is chemistry, which is physics. So it's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
So what'd you do this week? You recovered?
Recovered from what?
I know you got the news. Well, you had, because we haven't aired the horror show yet. No one knows that you had the heart attack over 2 weeks ago. And
yeah. I had an arrhythmia, which is like ventricular fibrillation, where my heart. I was running on the treadmill for 55 minutes. I had low potassium, and I was dehydrated, which is like electrolytes dehydrated, like running for 55 minutes.
We tried to cover this last week.
Stupid, yeah.
I don't know if you were able to fit it.
I didn't really finish it, I don't think, because she was a horror show. But anyways, so my heart stopped, and my defibrillator shocked me back, and I spent the night in the hospital, and it was kind of a fluke occurrence. Like, it's not something that, like, would happen, like, just randomly. I kind of made it happen by mistake, so.
Exertion.
Yeah, but I'm doing great now, though. I mean, doing real good.
You got the snake.
Had some weird sleep last night. I get sleep paralysis maybe once every 6 months now. And last night, it was like, game on. Like, here you go. Come on with me. Like, we're going into a wormhole.
Sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Which means so, like, you're physically paralyzed.
And I saw a tunnel.
But your eyes are awake and you're conscious?
Yeah. And I saw this tunnel, and it pulled me in like a magnet, and I just blasted off into it, and then I don't remember anything else after that.
That sounds a lot like a UFO abduction, bro.
It was crazy. I don't even know. I wish I wrote it down after, because I always forget. Like, your mind does not remember those things for some reason. Dreams and, It's like a dream, too, though. But I see things sometimes.
Hey, man, we had the nurse anesthetist on here. They don't even know how anesthesia works, but, it shuts you out.
I slept in my daughter's room the other night because the baby kicked me out, and Alice took me into her room because she gets scared. And so in the middle of the night, I got up and I walked into my room, and I stared at my wife, and I asked her, does she have the bowl of soup? And she's like, what the hell are you talking about? So I woke up halfway through, and I'm like, don't even listen to me. I'm asleep.
That's fucking nuts.
I woke up standing there asking her about the bowl of soup. I'm like, did you fill it? She's like, what are you fucking talking about? It was 3 a.m.
My buddy JJ lives out in Oregon. He's got like a kid who's like, he's probably like 5 now, maybe. So like me and him play video games, and the kid's 5, so he's like should be in bed and asleep and stuff.
Yeah. And
you hear him sometimes just be like yelling and going nuts or whatever. And JJ, he'll be like, I got to get up and check my kid. And this kid's up and eyes open, walking around the house, yelling gibberish and nonsense.
Wait, is he walking in the sleep?
He's walking in sleep.
Oh,
he's
God.
out. He's sleepwalking, dude. So his eyes are open. My buddy is talking to him like, hey, snap out of it. Nothing's getting through.
Nothing.
And then for whatever reason, just eventually you just like wake up.
Yeah.
And you have no idea how you got in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Why you've pooped in the sink. Like, it's almost like when people are shit-faced, but your body's just doing this on its own.
Yeah. Like my brother walking into my parents' room and peeing on the floor.
Yeah. That was okay.
Nicky.
So that's a classic, right?
Yeah,
so
classic.
we were in. I don't even think we were old enough to drink. We might have been like freshmen or sophomores in college, but we had fake IDs or whatever. It was summertime. We were out partying. Your brother came home cocked one night, pissed all over the pool table. It's probably like an expensive pool table. I think it was left there from the people before, right? Like it was the Aprils.
He has weird sleep stuff too.
So yeah, must run.
Drunk doesn't help.
It must run in the family.
He walked in the Dominican Republic. He walked into the hallway banging on people's doors naked, and his wife found him and had to bring him back into the bedroom.
That's just called going on.
When we used to party when we were younger, we used to both crash on the couches in my parents' living room. And I one time got up and saw him walk over to the door with his pillow, open the door and throw it out, close the door and go back to sleep.
Fuck you, pillow.
Yeah, like, fuck this pillow. I don't know what. I was like, sure, what the fuck is he doing?
So he pisses on the pool table, right? And probably passes out on the couch, whatever. The next day, your old man sits us down, gives us like not like a stern talking to, but just says,
like, come on, guys.
He's like asking us for help, basically. He's like, come on, guys, give me a break, all right? You guys are partying too hard. You've been out, you're getting so drunk that, whatever. Can you just take it easy? Because we were partying hard. Like every night we were going out getting fucking gonzo. Right? I want to say 2 days went by, and we went out, and Nick got so drunk, we came home. This is after the pool table peeing. He walks into your parents' bedroom and starts peeing all over like the floor in front of their bed, and they're yelling at him, Nicky, and he just goes, "It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay." The other thing that's funny about that, Josh, right? He did that when we were kids. One time we were sleeping at one of our buddies' house, and we'd been out drinking in the woods or something. And in the middle of the night, he was just stood up and started pissing all over the wall.
What is it about peeing?
And the same phrase came out of his mouth. People were yelling at him like, "Hey man, Josh, what are you doing? You're pissing all over the wall." And he just kept saying, "It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. I know what I'm doing." Yeah. So apparently this happens to people. They have this thing, this phenomenon.
I did it to my sister too. I walked into her bedroom took a left instead of the right to the bathroom, and I started peeing on her air conditioning on the floor.
I'm sure that was well received.
Yeah, she loved that.
Let me tell you what happened to me this week. First of all, you're not gonna believe this. I have an uncle out in well, this part's
I'll
believable.
probably believe it.
I got an uncle out in Colorado. He's got to be 65. He might be 60.
Yeah.
Is that too young to be a boomer? Or is he technically?
No, he's a boomer. 65 is a boomer. 60. Yeah.
All right. So he listened to the show.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Did he really?
Yeah.
He's a boomer that loves it.
He texted me this week. Said, "I listened to you and when we had William O'Mara on, because that's technically he's related to both of us because this is like our mutual uncle."
Yeah.
But he listened to the show and he's like, "I really liked it." Like, and he didn't have to say anything because like I didn't reach out to him.
Yeah.
I didn't whatever. He texted me out of the blue and was like, "Hey, I listened to this. I fucking liked it." So there you go. Some boomers,
good.
We're hitting somebody.
Yeah.
Like somebody likes us. But speaking of boomers, man, so this is a real fucking thing that happened to me at the Y. We've been talking about me hanging out, swimming down at the Y, and
the old man's balls.
There's a lot of nudity because you're in this massive locker room.
No deck.
Dude, this week I'm in the shower and this fucking guy comes up to me. He's got to be 65, 70 years old, and he's got boxing gloves tattooed on his arm. They're like pretty faded.
Yeah.
Apparently your wife knows him because I told her this story and she somehow knew him from some other thing. She was like, "I know who that dude is. He's a real weird dude."
What?
Yes, ask her about it. But so this is what happened. I'm naked in the shower. This other man walks in, also naked, and he points directly at my penis. And he goes, "Man, I wish I had a sausage like that." He's like, "Look at this little dinky." And he points at it, just word for word. Points down at his pathetic little acorn of a penis, right?
Like a little acorn.
It was so tiny.
Like a little boy's penis.
Yeah, dude, I've seen little boys, like newborn kids, like they look like they have about 5 years to mature before they're even Steven with this dude.
Jesus.
But what a weird thing to say to me, right? And I'm like, and I'm cool, And I just look him right in the eye without missing a beat. And I'm like, "Hey, you got to work with what you got, man." And that's that was last week's Just the Tip anyway, so it was fresh in my mind.
That's hilarious.
So that was weird enough. Then he starts asking me about, for no reason whatsoever, I assume only because he's got the boxing tattoo and I'm a pretty big guy, and this man's obviously a complete nut. He's
maybe he boxed at one point.
Though. He's involved. He wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. He says, "Tomorrow I'm reffing like 20 fights. Are you a fighter?" He asked me, and I'm like,
"Can I ask you a question?"
Yes.
Did he have some weird birthmark on his face?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
I know who that guy is.
Yeah, you and your wife must have seen him somehow.
He never shuts up about
He's
how
got
he's a boxer.
Tiny little waist, no butt, no legs.
Yeah.
And the smallest penis I've ever seen on a man.
I didn't know about the penis.
Well,
but he boxed, I guess, like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And so, like,
how does
you know what I mean?
What are
like,
the odds that you guys
like
met this man and I met him in the shower the other day?
Weird. I know you're talking about just because I know that I didn't remember his tattoo, but I know that he never shut up about how he was a boxer. That's like me talking about like my glory days in hockey when I played till I was 14.
Yeah.
Like he talks about it like that. Like,
dude, I'm in the shower, eyes closed, trying to mind my own business. Meanwhile, they've got the showers like every other shower. Head is capped off so that people can't stand within 6 feet of each other because of stupid fucking communism protocol. And this dude comes right into my bubble, like a foot away from me, and he puts his hands up. He goes, "Throw a jab. Let me see you hit my hand." And I look at him,
crazy.
And I look at him and I say, I'm thinking to myself, if I was a normal person, I would be. This is totally unacceptable behavior. Only because I'm nuts is this okay? And I just look at the guy and I'm like, buddy. I said, I have no idea how old he was.
Yeah.
He looked old, right?
No, he's like 50, probably 45.
No, he told me he's like 60 something. I just don't remember.
Oh, he is?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I said to him, I'm like, buddy, I go, we're in the middle of this, like, I'm like, we're not even supposed to be 6 feet away from each other without, definitely not without masks on.
Right.
And I'm like, you and I are, this is what I said to him. I'm like, we're naked in the shower and you're a foot away from me. I was like, I just want to take a shower and go home. And I'm like, I'm not like angry at you. I was like, just understand that and I said to him, I was like, and you're like 80. I was like, you're high risk. And he goes, I'm not 80. I'm like 60 something, like 67, 68. He's like, throw a jab. He's like asking me again, throw a jab. I don't know if he was drunk.
Did you do it?
No,
he's
bro.
He's a cokehead.
Bro, he might have been. He was on something.
He's a cokehead. Yeah.
Well, whatever it was, dude.
Why? I don't know why I know this crazy cokehead, and my wife does too. I don't remember why.
I'm twice his size, so I mean, like, I don't know what possessed him to come up to me in the shower, and any normal person would have been like, "Dude, get the fuck away from me," or like in my face, I
have trouble with those situations where I'm just like, I let somebody be too intrusive,
but when
I want to just be like,
I
don't want to be nice. I should not be nice.
It happened to us last week on the horror show.
Yeah, it happened on that show. I should have just got him like, get the fuck out of here.
You should have walked out.
That would have been great
in protest.
That would have been great for the show.
No, you should have walked out, and
yeah.
And I would have been like, man, I blame myself. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that.
That would have been great.
But
should have done that.
What kind of icebreaker conversation is that anyway in the shower?
That's fucking nuts.
He points at my penis and goes, man, I wish I had a sausage like that. Look at this little dinky I got. And I was just, and I looked at
that guy.
And I was like, I'm sorry.
He crosses the line way too much in his life. That's not the first time he does it in a week. Like, he's probably done it multiple times this week.
Dude, so yeah, like, what do you
crossing the line on people.
What do you think happens?
He's a line crosser. He's a perpetual line crosser.
So, like, I couldn't wait to get on air and tell people that happened to me in real life this week because it was insane.
Did you punch him?
No, I didn't punch
his hand. I mean,
I asked him to just leave me alone, and
like, I don't want to punch your hand.
I was like, dude, I don't want to touch you. We're not supposed to be touching. I'm like, we're not supposed to be near each other. I was like,
and he's like, come on, no, give it a jab.
Hand on hand contact is like number one.
Did he get offended?
He just like, it was like I wasn't even saying it to him. He just kept fucking talking and going and doing his thing, and I eventually just scrubbed up, got out of there, and some other people came in,
and he harassed them.
Who knows, bro? But I mean,
I wish I had a beard like that. Like, next guy came in, he's like, I wish I had legs like that.
Oh, God. It was, dude, you know who saved me was Ronnie Halligan.
Really?
Halligan's old man showed up and started talking to me, and I was able to break, like...
Where's this Y? Is this Lowell?
Yeah.
Oh, I used to go to that one as a kid.
So you know what it's like.
Yeah.
You remember the locker room?
Yeah.
It's just a big open thing.
I remember it completely.
And the shower is like a big open shower, like prison, like 20
I might
showers.
start going there because I wanted to go to the gym, but I want to go to one with a pool.
It has a pool.
I know, that's
why
great.
I'm there. There's nobody there except for the pool.
Really?
There were like kids playing basketball. There's a couple people in the weight room, but it's like nothing.
Is it expensive?
It's like,
to go to the Y?
It's like $40 a month.
That's crazy for the Y if you think about it.
It's pretty.
The Y be like $10 a month.
It's more expensive. Like all the other corporation gyms are like $10, $20 a month.
Yeah.
But the Y's got the pool, dude.
The pool's a big selling pool.
Big deal. And
it's an Olympic sized pool. It's not like
I'm swimming in a big boy pool.
But this summer though, we'll have plenty of access to pools.
And when we're not in COVID lockdown, they have the sauna and the steam room.
Yeah.
So you don't have that at regular $10.
The sauna is huge. I love the sauna.
Dude, a steam?
When I'm losing weight, the sauna is the best thing ever.
But I love a steam.
Oh, I've never done that.
And they had the jacuzzi. Hot tub.
Yeah, that's true.
That's 4 fucking things that are worth. I mean, that's worth $40 a month. Even if you went once
It's like
a
going
week.
to a schwitz.
I go on Fridays and I try to do 2 days a week swimming, 2 days a week weights. But like in reality, sometimes like when I'm busy or shit's going on, it turns into, it's 3 days a week. Really, is what I'm trying to tell you. Either weights or the swimming gets nixed. But I'm trying to stay 4 days. But anyway.
Yeah. 4 days is perfect.
Yeah, you got to recover, dude. But let's just say you went 4 days a month, right? Like on Sunday, every Sunday you went down. It's $10 a day to go swim, sit in a steam, get a lift in if you want, right? Yeah. Shower afterwards. There's the camaraderie in the locker room with the old dudes.
Is that what a lot of the guys there are old?
They're all old.
Not young guys don't go there?
I've seen like a couple young guys. Oh. It's like very sporadic.
No, I do kind of want to go there though.
Oh, there's there's 2 high school swim teams that practice there, but they don't go in the locker room. They show up as a team, come in, change into their bathing suits, or they have them on underneath or whatever when they show up. So they just get right in the water, and then when they leave, they just dry off and they change right in the swimming area and then leave. They don't go in the locker room. So they don't.
Really?
Yeah, they don't know anything about the horrible.
Yeah, every time you go in there, it seems like there's something weird.
It's a weird place.
I wonder if guys dinkies do strength. I wonder that.
Oh, I'm sure, but this. You don't come up to a guy and say,
"What a fucking weirdo!"
Hey, I really like your ding dong. I wish I had that. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, he must love the Y though.
Yeah, he seemed like you hang out there a lot. So
yeah, you've never seen him there before.
I have not seen him there.
Do they have boxing there?
No.
This guy never shuts up about boxing. He's like glory days.
So, what do you think about the monkey embryo thing?
I think I want to see a human monkey.
I want to read the article. I want to read the article I sent you.
People would probably think it's almost. I don't care about the playing God thing, but it's kind of cruel. It's like creating a really mentally challenged person with hair all over their body. I don't know. I feel like the monkey would be too smart for its own good and be depressed and stressed.
Okay, so you got.
It would still be a monkey. I don't think it would be a human. It'd be a humanoid monkey.
You've got huge ethical. And moral implications when it comes to most science.
Like we said, people are still religious. So.
Most science applications. But this is a DNA, tampering with DNA is a big one. Because that controls so many things, right?
Yeah, but they're already going to do it for humans for just like genetic things. Too.
Well, so that's the thing, okay? So, look. It's like nuclear weapons, right? Like, they can power cities. Or they can destroy them. Right?
That's fucking with God too, or nature.
It's a huge force that you're playing around with. You're playing with fire in the ultimate.
So why is
way.
genetics off limits? We can
genetics is dangerous because we don't know what we don't know.
We can make a bomb that takes out all of New England, but
I'm saying is that okay,
we can't make a monkey boy.
What if you make a monkey boy? He comes out with a virus. It's something that only he's immune to, and all ape-like and all human-like life on Earth gets wiped out in 2 years. Yeah, those types of scenarios.
Or they just take over.
Yeah, I mean, those scientists aren't stupid. They're there's protocols and quarantines and all this other bullshit to keep these things in controlled environments. But you're still, what you're talking about is a real thing. Let's say they do make one. Let's say this thing gets born and it's conscious. How much of us is in that thing? Emotionally, intelligent-wise, right? Is it going to grow up and be like a saber-tooth type animal, or it's fucking huge, jacked, but also intelligent? What if that happens?
I think it'd be kind of in between.
What if you get the strength of a monkey and the intelligence of a human?
Go right in between at the beginning. Yeah. Well, is it a monkey that they're doing it with, or is it a chimp?
Well, it says here chimps, I believe.
Chimp, yeah, okay, because monkey's a little bit too far down the line.
According to livescience.com, part human, part monkey embryos grown in a lab dish. Scientists injected dozens of human stem cells into developing monkey embryos, and resulting hybrids survived up to 20 days in the artificial womb that they had them in.
I'd love it to be longer so we could see the embryos.
Oh, they'll get that's
see actual bones and stuff.
Dude, that's what they're doing. They're fucking up right now, and that's how you learn.
Yeah,
they're like, that one doesn't work. This doesn't work. Let's try this. We haven't tried this yet. Sooner or later, they're going to get it. And we're going to have a hybrid. So these human monkey embryos could someday serve as helpful models for human disease, embryonic development, and aging. The study, says they're looking into like the interaction between human and animal cells and trying to figure out how to get them to, basically connect and link more. So yeah, they're doing this with sheep, pigs. They're trying to grow human organs inside of like sheeps and pigs, but they'll be like, basically like my DNA is going to grow a heart inside of this other animal.
Be your own heart.
Yeah, and then they're going to put it in me, and it's going to work, right?
Yeah.
So they're talking about major advancements.
Yeah.
In things that would make our lives better.
Yeah.
But there's a cost to it, and part of that cost is going to be the shitty, fucked up, horrible mutations that they make along the way, right?
Yeah.
But like, think of this, right? Like, there's that jellyfish that lives in the ocean supposedly forever.
Yeah.
I don't know which one it is, but they don't
die.
Their DNA just replicates perfectly every single time.
Yeah.
So like, once they grow to maturity, that's it. They just keep replicating themselves into new perfect jellyfish.
Yeah.
And so if you could figure out what exact mechanism is doing that and inject that into humans and successfully bond it, you would get something like, Lord of the Rings type elves, where they're like,
right.
You could kill them. Like, I could go cut that jellyfish in half. I could eat it. I could do whatever I want. It's not immortal, but it's not going to die of old age.
Yeah, right. You know what? Actually, that brings me to a point. The oldest lady in the United States just died. She was 115.
Yeah.
And that's so old. Think about this. She turned 100 and then lived 15 years more. Yeah. That's insane. Her kids are like in their 90s and she died. So she has kids, or she outlived them at least. Like, that's just insane. That's so old. She turned 80 and she lived another 35 years after 80. That's fucked up.
Yeah, so it says on this article, too, that they're worried. The main thing they're worried about is that any of these animals having anything close to our intelligence level, that could become a threat.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about it is like, this is my number one plausible theory for, like, human beings in general.
Right.
Like, I don't think we evolved this way. I think that some point a while back of spacefaring species, possibly a species already on the planet, I don't care which.
You think somebody brought us here?
No, I think possibly, but no, I believe in, like, Macka thinks like panspermia is a good theory, and I do too.
I've heard a lot of theories too on how the brain evolved. Brain got so big because of fire, number one.
Yeah, I've
the
heard
big one.
all these things. The stomach.
Yeah, digesting food. We allocated more energy to the brain instead of the stomach once we started cooking food.
I'm not buying it.
Yeah, and then there's a stoned ape theory where like mushrooms expanded our brain, like cordyceps mushroom, and
I'm not buying it. The difference between us and the other apes is too vast. In other words, like, if we were just cousins with them, like all the other ones, why did we super evolve intelligence?
Right.
Why haven't the rest of them evolved at an equal, something resembling an equal,
Yeah. None of them.
None of them.
None of them.
An orangutan will make like a basic nest of branches and leaves in like a treehouse, essentially.
They might use like a stone to open up a coconut or something.
Yeah,
but
very rudimentary concept.
Like, you know what I hate when people say? They talk about aliens. They say, oh, the reason why aliens don't come is because we're like ants to them. Like, no, we're not like ants to them. We have iPhones and bullshit.
We're putting signals out, EM signals. We're launching things.
Yeah, we might be like less advanced than them, and they'll know that.
We're playing with fire.
We're playing with fire. We have nuclear weapons. We are not ants to them. They wouldn't ignore us because we're boring. Trust me, they're not ignoring us.
We're probably under a fucking microscope.
Yeah, we're probably a reality. We're a reality television show over in one of these planets. Oh, look at the humans. Look what they did.
News anyway.
Look at QAnon. They believe that bullshit.
Definitely on the news, right?
Aliens could be Q.
They're probably watching their version of the news.
They definitely probably have the news for us, yeah.
Scientists have discovered a primitive, semi-advanced species on this planet.
Yeah.
They are playing with the nuclear weapons.
They just
get this, folks. They used them on each other. They blew them up.
They blew up each other. Yeah. They just...
Can you believe it?
They just released a new iPhone 13.
Yeah. Dude, I was at...
Pretty cool.
We got COVID tested.
Recently?
Yesterday.
You did? Why?
Because Akira was exposed in school.
Oh.
So...
Yeah. My kids got it last week, too.
We both tested negative.
Oh.
If that test can even be reliable.
Well...
But they make you fill out a survey. And a lot of this stuff I understand
is
for a lot of this stuff I get is some of it's for health data purposes, right? So like supposedly African Americans are really prone to like
because of vitamin D
high blood pressure and some other things, right? So there are certain groups of humans that come from certain areas that have like different health issues are more of a concern than them, whereas other ones it's less, right? So I do understand the need to collect the data, but what's fucked up about the questionnaire?
What kind of questions were they?
They were asking these questions, and back to back, this was the question: race. Like, what race are you?
Yeah.
So right out of the way, I'm like looking for human, but it's not on there. It's like,
so you couldn't write it in.
Are you white? Are you black? Are you Hispanic? Whatever.
Yeah. I can't believe they still ask that.
But this is the fucked up thing. If that was all that was there, I'd be okay with it. But the next question was ethnicity. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, we're all the same race, you morons. The ethnicity is what you got to ask about.
Right.
But you don't ask before that race.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah.
And this is a CVS, huge corporation, putting out this massive test countrywide, and everyone has to fill this out.
I always find that we're being lumped in with white people too. I don't know why.
So people like talk about racism, like dude, it's built into the fabric of society, and like it's subliminal at this point. They're like putting it in questionnaires and making you choose which race you are.
Yeah, right.
We're all the same race, you idiots. Unless you're a chimpanzee or an orangutan or a fucking spider monkey, you're a human being.
Yeah,
you're Homo sapien.
Right. There's
That's our
ethnicity
race.
based on like geography and stuff, but like
specialization.
That's what I'm saying about like being lumped in with Caucasian, because like I'm Greek Italian, and like my people have nothing even close to what like Irish is.
Well,
you know what I mean? But I'm the same race as them.
The Romans went up there and had Irish slaves.
No, that's true.
There might be some DNA.
The Roman baths.
Oh, when they went in like Ireland and they beat the shit out of the place, they took home slaves. A lot of those slaves were women. You know, they were making babies with those women. Of course they were.
Yeah.
So
back then you could just make babies with anything. Like you just did it.
Just stick your hushy on their hushy and let it rip.
Yeah. You had a baby. You know, have tons of babies.
You can if you want to.
Yeah. If I lived back then, I'd probably have 10 kids.
Oh, easily.
Me and Kingsley would have 10 kids back then.
You'd run out of names. How many Roosevelt children?
Probably have a few die.
You have to name some. Yeah. Oh yeah, miscarriages were.
Well,
big.
yeah, that was big, and just disease.
I feel like you don't hear about miscarriages anymore because like.
Well, they happen.
But they do happen. But I feel like when like my parents were growing up, they like all of them had like 2-3 miscarriages before they were successfully able to have kids. This is like my grandparents, everybody.
Yeah,
it's just like a thing. Like
some people still do though.
Didn't come to term, miscarriage. It just happens all the time. It's just nature. I'm like, what?
Yeah. People get really upset by it too, though. I mean,
it sucks. It's, dude. I mean, my neighbor and his wife, girlfriend, wife, whatever. They're having their first kid, and they both got COVID this week, and they've been like shitting their pants. And she's a like basically a doctor, so she like works in a hospital. She knows.
Wait, she's pregnant?
She's preggers.
She didn't get a vaccine. My sister got it. She's pregnant.
Well, she's got COVID now, so it's...
Well, no. They'll still probably give it to her eventually. But
that's like getting the vaccine, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to talk about that. I'm just saying it's scary. Yeah. It's scary because, like, what you were saying about, like... Yeah, it's like, once you're pregnant, you don't know what... you start imagining the child, right?
Yeah.
Well, what they going to look like?
Right.
What are they going to do when they're 5, 10, 15, 20?
It's hard to imagine.
Right? You start thinking about like, oh, this kid, I can't wait till this kid comes out and starts swinging a baseball bat or painting or, your kids are just kind of starting to scratch the surface of like the age where they're gravitating towards things that they actually have a skill in.
Yeah, my boys.
Like one of your kid paints, right? Or
Quentin draws. He's good at drawing.
He's a good artist, though, right?
Yeah. He's been in like all the art shows in town. Every time there's an art show, they pick him, and like he's known as like the drawing kid in class.
Sorry, Papu. I'm no good at football.
Yeah, no, none of them. I don't think any of them will play football. I don't want them to.
Yeah, why would you want your kid to run around and get yelled at with a bunch of masculine toxicity and then get a concussion? Like, go box or something if you want to be a man, you know?
Yeah.
Just stay away from the guy. Stay away from the guy in the shower at the Y if you're going to box, though, because he will test your skills.
Well, he will train you, but it's in the shower.
Yeah. So
got my hand.
Yeah, dude. that was I
Get
couldn't.
the fuck out of my face.
What would a regular person do that?
It's so intrusive.
It was hard.
If it was some guy that was like wicked stuck up and like didn't know what to do and handle that situations, he would have been so horrified.
So I met those nerdy kids at the gym today, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm like, man, I might have to, like, they were talking to me about their sophomores in college. And so I was like, yo, check out the podcast. I want you to, I want you to start spreading it around to like some younger kids because I want to see how they respond to it, whatever.
Right. I don't think we've had any that we know of.
So we were
younger.
Well, I mean, the kid in Australia is 18.
Oh, that's true.
So
okay, so we have one. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, I've looked at the stats. There's some listeners around the world that just randomly.
Oh, you can see the stats,
or it could be that they're Candy fans and that they.
You see the stats?
Yeah, I look at them and just briefly they get emailed to me. I don't. It's like right now I'm not even worried about that. I'm just worried about content.
Yeah,
getting better.
I don't worry about that either.
Putting on a good show. Like if we do our jobs, sooner or later people listen, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to spread some positivity. You know, if we if we make 100 people's day better, that's better than we would have done doing nothing. You know,
100 would be great.
Oh, we have more than that.
We do?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. There's a couple like 500-600, something like that.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the Candy fans are 2,000 strong. So when I put that on YouTube, there are people all over the world that watch that, and so now all of a sudden they get this thing, and they're like, oh god, this guy's got a podcast. Let's listen to it. And so
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, whatever, but. So I'm telling them about the show, and I'm not telling them about anything specific, but in my mind, because they were telling me about they're like basically going to college, right? It's like it's a fucking rite of passage when you're growing up, right? You look forward to that. It's like it's like besides the American dream bullshit where you go to college and then you go get a good job and you take out student loans and buy a house.
No, just the act of college.
Just the act of like going to party and being college and like fucking
that's fun.
The fun part of it. Like I'm not talking about the student loans and the fucking grades, like the actual reality.
In the moment, it's fun.
I'm talking about the dream of like Animal House, like frat parties, like getting out of control partying in college, man.
Having a shitty job, if a job at all.
Yeah, hooking up with drunk, crazy chicks at frat parties, making out with two girls at once for the first time, you know? All kinds of shit, right? These kids are getting denied that experience, you know? And I'm like, and they were talking to me, and they were like, man, yeah, because they were wearing UMass Lowell shirts, and I was like, hey, I'm a Riverhawk. And they're like, you are? I'm like, yeah, man. And I was, so that's how it started, but they were like, yeah, like we're supposed to be Riverhawks. And I was like, what does that mean? And then they were like, well, this is our sophomore year. Like our freshman year, we had to do online learning. And I was like, man, that sucks.
That's a waste of a college year.
And they were like, we're not getting like, there was no frat parties. There was no this, there was no that. They were telling me like the school wrote letters to the frats, like basically saying straight up like, yo, any party whatsoever, you guys are out. Like, no, we're not. There's like a zero tolerance policy type thing.
It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah. So these kids, and then I'm sitting there. I'm like, man, how am I supposed to come? I'm gonna have to come up with a whole new just the tip set of protocols for these people that are like trying to like meet people now.
I guess you're doing it online dating now.
Yeah, but online dating sucks. It
sucks for guys.
It sucks for everybody. I mean, like, it doesn't seem like anyone on there is happy. I have a couple of people I know that have met on there that are really happy, and
I know people that got married from dating.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't work, but right now it seems like it's all about like 90% of the hot girls that are on there are doing it just to get you to go to their nudity site and pay them some kind of money or whatever. Follow them on Instagram so that they can hit a certain amount of followers.
So 90% of the chicks are fake. The guys are just probably needy and
And the dudes are
trying to meet somebody.
The dudes are either like just dudes that want to go out and get laid, or they're like dudes that are like incels, I guess. You know, like,
incels.
Yeah, and so
you love that now.
I hate to say it, but there is an enormous amount of unattractive. Like the women that are on there looking to meet people are mostly like what I would consider to be, what society and myself, for that matter, would consider to be unattractive.
And you know what, too? You got to be careful because their photos, they're showing their best photo on those things.
So I'm saying
they're not showing you how they really look. They're getting the best angle. They're getting, if you don't see their body at all in those photos,
Oh yeah.
you better watch out.
Well, that's what they do. They take a photo from like
careful.
up top if they have like big boobs, so it like you don't see like these fat arms and fat shoulders and all this other crap hanging out. But like,
what do you think's gonna happen when you meet them? Like,
oh,
it's
dude,
not fair. It's a bait and switch.
I'm just glad I meet women in real life, dude. I look them right in the eye and I say, hey, how you doing?
Are you careful about that? Like making sure that you're not getting some like, beached whale.
What do you mean?
Like some chick that's like has a fake picture where she like edited shit and then she shows up and she's got 2 Twinkies in her hand.
I'm not worried about it because I meet people in real life. I meet girls in the grocery store.
See, that's obviously different because you get to see them.
I was trying to explain it to you last week, but when I was at the B place, there was a super hot like science nerd. This chick was from the Museum of Science.
Really?
She was there to pick up their B order.
Holy shit!
And she had like cans, bro. She had
wow.
What I would describe as to be big, luscious cans, okay, and in what looked to be a nice bod. And I think she was hot because she was pretty.
Yeah.
But she was wearing a mask, so who the fuck knows underneath?
You can't see anybody's face anymore.
Yeah, but
drives me crazy.
Either way, I was like, I gotta take the shot. This chick's a science nerd. She works at the Museum of Science.
Yeah.
She got this, she got that. But I was with my kid, and so I was like,
it didn't happen.
I was like, I couldn't hit on, I couldn't. But had I not been there with my child, I immediately.
You have no fear, right?
Fear. My fear would be like, my fear is that I missed the opportunity to give her my number, man. Like that
and it doesn't always work out.
No, it's a low percentage, but you get what you get.
Yeah,
you don't
like
get
fishing. You got to keep throwing your rod out there.
Yeah, you can throw a rod.
Yeah.
You can put 100 rods.
You got to know how to fish too.
You could throw a huge net. There's a lot of different techniques to fishing.
Yeah, right.
But what I'm saying is that real life is the way to go for me because But now the mask has taken that away from me a little bit. So
but you know what the problem is with the dating sites, your skills get lumped in with these guys who don't have them. So like they don't know that the way you are. So when you're in person, it's a lot better because you can actually set yourself apart.
I had to think about it, and last week's just the tip. If I was allowed to get it in over the horror show,
did we even talk about it?
I tried. Last week's just.
I got mad at her on that one too.
Yeah, you were like, "Hey,"
she's like, you just gotta forget it and just do it. I'm like, that's not easy to say for a 17-year-old who's awkward.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is last week's just the tip was that like, what would 90-year-old like deathbed you tell you to do? Like, go for it or pussy out?
Get rejected.
Like pussy out or
it's gonna be rejection
or go for it. Like,
he tell you better get that pussy.
Hindsight's 20/20, but he'll probably tell you like, go for it, man.
Yeah.
Right. So that was my advice for that, and I guess this week's just the tip is to carry that concept over. But with like a little bit of like I don't know. People like scratch tickets, right?
Love them. Oh, they're addicted to them.
It's gambling, but why do they like the scratch tickets? They like it because they don't. It's a surprise.
Yeah, nobody shits on them either.
They don't know what's under there.
These people are degenerates. I stand behind them at line at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, no,
and they're doing it all day.
No, that's gambling addicts.
It's gambling
but
addicts.
I'm saying just
but they're there all day.
But everybody likes scratch tickets.
I guess, yeah.
If I gave you one,
I'd love to scratch one right now.
If I gave you one, you'd be like, "Oh, cool, scratch ticket."
Yeah,
I might win some money, so that's fun.
Right.
But look, it's a surprise. I'm going to scratch, and that's really what humans and people like. We like surprises.
Yeah.
Most of the time, we're like, "Ooh, look at this!
Oh, I love surprises.
Look at this special surprise!"
My wife got me a new bathing suit for the summer, and I was very surprised.
Hey.
Yeah.
So scratch tickets, most of the time doesn't work out, but every once in a while you at least get your money back.
Right.
Sometimes you win $1 million. So I guess what I'm saying is
nice.
My just the tip for the people out there now is like, listen, these masks aren't coming off anytime soon. So if you see someone that looks like kind of decent, take a chance.
Just
go for it.
Yeah.
Try to think of it as like a sexual scratch ticket or like a dating scratch ticket. You're gonna like, all right, I'm going to take this mask off.
Yeah.
Either win or I lose. What is it,
It's tough. I mean, you don't get to see people's faces, and you can't even hear what they're saying half the time either. I can't.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Masks. I hate the masks.
Definitely not. They have new ones now that are voice projectors.
Oh, really?
That's bothering me that people
I want one like Darth Vader. That'll project my voice deep and different.
I'm concerned that people are putting research and development time into making better, more efficient masks because it means that we're probably going to have to wear them forever. But anyway.
I hope not. I'm sick of them.
Yeah, well, guess what? This is what I'm
telling you.
New
Hampshire got rid of it.
No, these kids were telling me today because I didn't call it like like a scratch ticket because I hadn't come up with the concept yet. But I just explained to them, I was like, take. It's like a roll of the dice, is what I said.
Buy the ticket, take the ride.
Just roll the dice, like maybe you're gonna crap out, maybe you're gonna hit pay dirt. Who the fuck knows? But like you get either way. Right now, you got nothing, right?
Right.
So roll the fucking dice. Get to the point where you can see this person without their mask, hopefully with none of their clothes on, but we'll start with the mask. And if they're attractive, go for it,
Do you think that, like, there's this whole fear of, like, rejection, but, like, are you any worse off getting rejected than you are not getting rejected at all? I don't think so.
It's the whole concept.
You've got to, like, build a thick skin, obviously, but, like, if I went back to, like, my younger years when I was really, like, awkward around girls and stuff, and, like, I don't know, just my height and everything. Like, I got treated like a little brother. If I could go back and, like, play it differently.
You are somebody's little brother.
I am. But I could, with what I know now, I'd be so much more confident, and I know it would work because I was confident. It wouldn't work every time, but
it's 2020.
It would, yeah.
You know now what you didn't know then.
I know now, yeah.
Bob Seger says, wish I didn't know now what I didn't know then.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of what you're saying.
Man, if I go back to high school, it'd be the young chicks I'd go for because...
Really?
That's what your brother did, too. Yeah.
I don't have a... I'll tell you right now, when I was younger, I pioneered the movement of hooking up with women old enough to be my mother. And
I was going to say, you didn't really go for the young ones.
I went for anybody, but I went for young ones, slightly older ones, ones that were old enough to be my mother.
When you were in high school, did you hook up with any older ones, like in their 30s?
Yeah.
40s? Yeah.
Well, no, like 19, like after high school.
Okay.
Because I was working out at like the gym in Bay State, and I hooked up with like Deb and Melissa and
really
one other one I can't remember.
Bay State, that's gone, right?
Yeah. Those were hot weightlifting girls too, with fake boobs and.
I like that.
Oh, they were nuts.
Muscle.
Yeah, they were like 35, and I was like 19.
Yeah, and back then, so old.
I was the man. So what I'm saying is that
awesome.
What I'm saying is that I was into that way before. Like American Pie came out, I think when I was a senior in high school. Might have been freshman, and I think it was senior in high school.
Senior, yeah.
So Stifler's mom was like this hot thing.
Yeah,
and everyone was like, "Oh wow!" And in the movie, Finch is the only one who gets it. Like that's where you want to go.
Yeah, not these high school girls.
These girls don't know what the hell they're doing. They can't even control themselves. Stifler's mom, that's a woman. And that woman who played Stifler's mom, forget about it.
Tiger.
Oh, my God. But then later on, the term cougar came out.
Yeah.
I was hooking up with cougars before they were even called cougars.
Yeah, right.
I just knew.
Yeah.
If I'm going to learn, these people are probably going to be the right ones to teach me.
That's crazy. You're like 19. Think about how young 19 is.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to tell you because like now I'm 40 and a lot of younger girls, I'm just saying this is the data.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of younger girls in the last 2-3 years I've gone out with.
Yeah.
I went out with one girl who...
You know what's funny is the chicks' ages for the past 20 years haven't changed for you much. It's just been the same.
It's all women on the planet that I'm attracted to. I don't care how old you are.
It hasn't changed. It's not like you've gotten to have to go older. You just basically stayed this. You've gotten older and they've stayed the same age.
I have a limit because me and McKenna and his girlfriend were at El Jefe in Lowell.
Yeah.
Okay, this is like
the age limit.
Yeah.
What's the age limit?
So it's got to be 21.
No, what's the age limit for up?
Oh, up?
Yeah.
It's just like that's a great question.
Yeah, because
it depends on how sexy you still are. So like
Kirstie Brinkley is wicked hot, and she's like 65.
who's a hot chick that I know you love that you would still do? Suzanne Summers, right? You and your bro always loved Suzanne Summers.
I like Helen Hunt.
Oh yeah, Helen Hunt was reasonably attractive for a while.
I liked her.
We talked about Elvira when we had the.
I like Elvira.
She looks like $1 million right now.
Yeah.
So Tina Turner, I don't know how old she is, but she, if her legs are still, if there's muscle tone and there's not like loose, gross skin hanging down, I'll go for it.
Yeah.
What are you even asking me for?
I don't know.
What do you think my age limit is?
I think 65? The age is 65, probably. Yeah, it's probably 65. I don't think you'd have sex with a 70-year-old, but I think 65, if she's still in good shape and she's like a gym girl, and because 65 these days isn't like an old lady anymore for some.
But what if you're like 70 and you've had plastic surgery surgery and everything's still tight and you've got...
I think you'd consider it.
I would go, I wouldn't consider it. I would do it.
Yeah,
I would go for it.
Okay, so we figured out the age is 21 to 70.
Depending on how you look at the 70.
There's a 50-year age range.
Depending on how you look at the 70, right?
And she's got to be in a position where, like, her husband's dead. Like,
I would say my
horny.
preferred target range would be 21 to 40.
Yeah.
Anyone over 40, you have to be really, like... You got to keep it looking good.
Chicks in their 30s at least know what they want.
Dude, girls in their 30s, not just girls, guys, people in general look like dog shit. I've seen like people.
What do you mean? Like people
like their wrinkly eyes at like age 30. Like their eyes are crinkly, wrinkly, and I'm like, what the fuck is the matter with you? Like, I get it. I spend about 10 hours a day sleeping, and when I am awake, I got sunglasses on, so my eyes are probably not wrinkly because of that, and I don't read.
No,
so
people get bad crow's feet and bad.
Yeah. And then just people are out of shape, right? And then they're like,
they blame COVID too.
I can't cope with it's like when you see the world through a certain lens and you try to see it through somebody else's, but you just can't. Like, I just can't see how you could go through life and like not try to be as best as you awesomely can in terms of being sexy, in terms of sexiness.
You know what, too? Is during COVID, I've heard so many people say like, "Oh, I gained weight because of COVID." I think this is the best time to get in shape. Is COVID?
A lot of people did, dude. A lot of people.
Some people did. Some people didn't. They took it as an excuse to sit down and just eat.
Well, stress eating and
Don't be a pussy. Fucking get out there and do it.
Yeah, my main man over here is giving himself heart attacks to get in shape. What's your fucking excuse?
Yep. I made my heart stop. I worked out so hard.
Exactly.
It's not my heart. It's not my body, my mind that fails me. It's my heart.
Yeah. So what happened with the age thing though is the reason the 21 thing is the bottom is that we were at this bar which is like really happening. El Jefe and Lowell. Shout out to those fucking guys.
Oh, really?
Dude, I'm gonna be pulling up there this summer in the fucking Challenger, just parking out front. I'm gonna be playing The Stroke by Billy Squier, like Billy Madison.
Man, Stroke, man.
This place
I always wanted to do that.
We're gonna do it. This place is like a Mexican. This place is a hardcore Mexican joint. So I'm gonna pull up with like some fucking Billy Squier, like stroke me, and I'm just gonna sit out there and like look good for like a half hour. And the thing is like these girls are all like Latino girls, and a lot of them are like Spanish speaking, and like to them I'm the exotic one.
Is that the place you used to bring us to?
No.
Remember that one?
That was in Lawrence. That was
Oh,
legit.
Jesus Christ. No. We went in there, they were looking at us like, what the fuck?
That was a fucking horror show on the way. We talk about a horror show on my brother's 21st birthday. After that, you need to get Stevie Cuts out of the car after he threw up. My brother.
Oh, yeah, we just threw him on his front lawn.
Threw him on the front lawn and left him for dead.
His wife called the police in the morning or something because he was just like dead in the front lawn. He puked and it sprayed into the back seat all of my face. It was so gross.
He's like he's probably like 265,
and he was like
275 pounds of pure muscle, and he just went limp because he doesn't drink.
Yeah. So we had to like drag him out and finally got him on his lawn. We're not going to knock on the door and ask his wife, so we just left him on the lawn and drove away.
Do you know that my brother has never talked to him since, even though they were like buddies?
Yeah. Oh, he cut it off after that?
My brother left him for dead on the lawn and never looked back. His wife was like,
I wonder what he's up to now. He's got to be like 50, right?
I talk to him sometimes. He's doing good. He's doing well.
Still jacked?
He's a big boy. He's in it for life, dude.
Yeah. Is he like 50? Because he must have been like 35 then.
That dude has consumed the amount of steroids in his life of like, let's say, 2 starting lineups of a professional athlete team.
Really?
Yeah. He's been on big heavy juice.
When they own that tanning
for
salon.
40 years, like 30 years now, he's been doing hardcore juice. That's a real number. 30 years. That's a real number. But yeah, they left him for dead. But yeah, this place is all Spanish speaking people. Getting back to El Jefe, right? And we're at the bar, which is the best fucking place to be because everyone's got to keep coming and going from there, even though. And we don't have to wear our masks because we're sitting at the bar, which makes no motherfucking sense.
No sense.
And there are 5.
That's the problem with the masks. They make no fucking sense.
There are 5 girls sitting next to me, and my buddy and his girlfriend on my left. And I'm just like, this is the.
Who are you there with?
McKenna and his girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is as good as it gets. I'm just going to sit here and just mind my own business. Put my, I think I said something at the time, like, I'm going to, like, Lloyd Christmas on Dumb and Dumber. He gets up to the bar and he like puts his ass out. I was like, I'm going to put like my part that has supposed to be where an ass is out and just sit there and look good because I have no bum.
I suppose you don't either.
Yeah, it's all right though. I'd rather have a big dinky than a big bum any day of the week. Although the big bum is handy.
Yeah.
But anyway, these girls are there, and I'm talking to them, and they're flirting the shit out of me, and I'm just like eating it up because like that's
what you do.
That's what I do, and I end up giving them my number, and I'm like, I give them my card, and I'm like, hey, yeah, here's my card. I'm like, call me sometime if you want to get together, smoke some weed, chill out, whatever. Well, about a half hour goes by, maybe an hour. These girls are ripping shots.
Yeah.
Okay, I would have puked if I drank this many shots.
Yeah.
And then one of them's like talking to me, and she's like, "You're so cute." This is the one I gave the number to, right?
She call you?
She says, "I have to tell you something." And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "We're all only 18." And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Shh, shh." You know, like drunk people, like, "Shh, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone."
That's legal, though.
She's like, "We have fake IDs."
Nice.
It's not legal to go to a bar at 18
no,
with a fake ID and
it's
drink.
legal for you to take them home, I'm saying.
Oh, no, I know, but I'm just saying it. So I, after that, had just put them out of my mind. Well, this week, she texted me and asked me if I wanted to, like, hang out and hook up or whatever. And she knew I was 40 because I have, like, white-ass hair in my beard or whatever.
Yeah.
And I, to my immediate regret, and I hope to Christ 90-year-old me doesn't tell me, what were you, an idiot? But I told her, I'm sorry. I'm like, 18, like, I can't do that. I'm like, if you were 21, I could maybe.
Is it because of your daughter?
It's just too young, man. That's a kid, you know? Like, I get that they're an adult.
You would have done that at 25, but.
Because at 25, I wasn't 40, bro.
Yeah.
I was closer in age, and it was just whatever. It was just hooking up.
Wow.
But now I'm like
That's amazing you turned that down.
Now I'm a silver fox. I turned down.
I can't believe that.
I turned down a free, easiest. Well, I mean, who knows what could happen? They could become like a clinger, jump. You know, it could be a horror show. But like theoretically, I turned down a free, young, hot piece of punani. I would never have to go out to dinner, talk to her, do anything. She just thought I was a cool dude, wanted to come over and sleep with me. And I was like, I can't. I'm sorry.
I can't
I
believe
texted Jimmy, and I was like, dude, I'm like, the 18-year-old girl from the bar texted me the other day, and I had to turn her down.
Oh.
I'm still like coping with it, but I just like, I don't know.
You could still go back.
I can't.
You save her number?
No, I told her 21's my limit. I'm sorry.
That floors me.
It floors me. I like 5 minminutes after it happened, I like went in the mirror.
You're at the point where you're turning down an 18-year-old. Wow.
Well, what are you gonna do, dude? I'm 40. It's too much.
But 21's okay.
Yeah,
it's 2 more years.
It's 3. It's a big 3, though. It's a big difference.
But at least it's not illegal. If it's illegal, I get it. But like, it's totally legal.
I know it's legal. It's just
you're the man if you do it. Don't feel bad.
I'm already hooking up with a 21-year-old chick. So like,
yeah, but she's got to make some mistakes. Like at 18, like hook up with older guys.
I don't know.
You got to be that mistake.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
20 more years, you're going to be mad at yourself.
Probably. I'm already kind of mad at myself.
Yeah.
All right. This is what I'll make a deal with you and my dinky. Okay.
Okay.
I tried to do the right thing. I already said no.
Yes.
And I deleted the text.
So if she texts you one more time.
So if I get another one from her, like saying,
yeah,
and I don't think that I will because she's like younger and like.
Probably was like, fuck him.
Well, it's like what you were talking about with rejection. Like, girls are afraid of rejection too, and they're way less used to having to deal with it.
Yeah.
So they don't respond well to it at all. Whereas guys kind of have to get rejected a lot before they figure it out. So if by some miracle she texts me again and wants to hook up, and
then that's a good sign.
But the thing is though, I predict that sometimes this happens to me where like a girl from like 2 years ago will have my number and just randomly hit me up.
Really?
So, like, in 2 years, if she texts me and she's like, hey, I don't know if you remember me.
That'd be hilarious.
I'll take it down.
Yeah.
But, you know, right now it's too much.
I can't believe you did that.
Oh, that might not be a real thing, but it is.
No, that's a real thing.
All right. That's all I got. What do you got?
No, I'm good. Sean, so Sean's not here. We're sorry. Sean's not
here.
here.
His Brazilian wax.
He'll be, I'm sure they did his gooch and his raft. You know what a raft is? Raft's that seam line in the middle of your balls.
Yeah.
I don't know if
any hair follicles are on that thing.
No, there's hair on there.
Well, I'm gonna have to do an inspection.
You might not have them, but
next time I'm at the Y, I'm gonna ask all the guys just to spread them. I'm gonna do a RAF inspection.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so listen, we're gonna get the horror show aired possibly before or after this episode. I don't know, but if you're listening, that's how it's gonna go down.
Yes.
Everyone out there, we appreciate the support. You know, don't be afraid to post our link, or maybe be afraid. I don't know. You don't.
We should launch soon too. I mean, launch like officially. I think.
Yeah, we'll get the Instagram going. But everyone out there, just spread the word. Let everyone know. we got a sweet podcast. We're trying to spread some positivity, but we need your help. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Question things and get that hushy off, baby.